Okay, when I left off, I had this issue that all these things are being run twice, and probably the reason that is happening is the eye tracker still working? Am I sitting in a good place for it? Okay, the reason why that is happening is probably probably that we're getting this once for the header and once for the body. Wait. Why are we... I don't understand what this new test file and I may have just edited something stupidly here. So we put new test file into tests to register. And the name is decal.filename. What? I don't understand why this is going through so much circumstance. Anyway. I mean, I suppose it's possible that there's somehow two test procedure notes. Okay. I'm just going to say I'm just being a little bit confused because there's file.name and header.name. Let's just look at that. I just want to see what this is. Decal.filename. I don't understand what's going on. Why didn't we print any of this out? Because we never, this is just if we find things. Okay. Test float limits. Okay. These are two different declarations. They have the same root expression. Am I getting bodies for these guys? I want to know when I get a body. I'm getting lots of bodies. So many bodies. Am I getting bodies for these things, though? Okay, so scalar arrays. Oh wait, scalar arrays is only one time. The rest of them are two times. What? Oh no, there's the second one. It's just way later. Body scalar arrays. We are getting bodies. So why are we getting two headers for everybody? The hell is happening there? Why am I sending header twice? Is it because we're doing compiler modify procedure? And we're not checking already modified? No, because we don't call modify procedure on these guys. Nope. All right. Well, okay, this is weird because why are we not? Shouldn't we be finding the text file, right? Like, whoops, don't go to output.txt. We should be, but we're not. But we're like, what the hell is going on there? Like that won't ever print already found. So let's figure that out. Is nothing ever getting into... Okay, it's this situation. So first of all, yeah. So decal.filename and file.name. File is a test to register. This might have broken a while back when I, like a couple weeks ago, and we just never noticed because I changed what the file names look like. Oh. Okay, already found. Already found. Now, I still don't know why we're running things twice, but at least we're finding the existing file. That's a thing. Okay. So we still have this issue where let's get rid of this verses. It's making things hard to read. Okay. Element removal. So different declaration addresses, same expression. And we're getting the bodies. So we have multiple declarations. Are they import target? Like, it could be the declaration in global scope and the declaration in file scope. That's possible, but then why wasn't this happening before the refactor? Because that didn't change. That didn't change. I'm going to line these up. Just like that. Okay. Well, do we output the debug serial? I believe we do. I believe we do. There we go. It's in code node. So what I can do is what was that called again? Serial. Okay, are we getting, let's do no jobs. Let's do debug build and no jobs because we want to break in there. All right, so blah blah 6637, blah blah 6637. Okay, it's consistent. Good, good. Now let's get our debugger to okay. Good. Now, I want to know, wow, these declarations are one serial number off. Let's do element removal since that's actually in the file. Element removal. So we want to go to messenger. I need to find the place that adds messages to send. Messages for intercept. Okay. Okay, wait. Message, okay. What a pain in the ass. Let's look for the kind of message. Let's catch it earlier. Because here we have to cast up to a type checked message and whatnot. Where do I make a type checked? Here. Okay. Here. Conditions. It expression s is equal to this, or it expression s is equal to that plus 1. Let's see. All the effort we go through to debug things. Okay. Where's my... We're not there? All right. So this is going to be the declaration. Oh, but I did print out, that's the S of the declaration. All right. Whatever. We're going to go, if it's a declaration, we'll go here, put in this condition, decal. Okay, we're running release build. That's why it didn't work. Let's run debug build. I hope it didn't turn off my breakpoint. Unable to read memory. Oh, because it's... What? Why do we have decal when it's so... Right. Why is this unable to read memory? Okay. Conditions. Decal expression and... Oh, not decal expression S. We just want decal S. So wrong of me. Why am I doing the wrong thing? Why am I doing the wrong thing? Okay. I honestly didn't think this would take this long to debug, but it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Oh, I still have my DFS breakpoint. Let's ignore that. Look at all these old breakpoints that I don't even know what the hell they are. Oh, this one fired. Okay, this one fired. What is this declaration? Well, declaration flags are 2110. In my language, it would just tell me what those are. But, okay, initialized by right-hand side. It's constant is exported. Okay. No import link, whatever. The expression is a lambda. Nothing else suspicious about this. Enclosing scope is data declarations. Maybe he's supposed to be running these twice. Dude, I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. It's got a bunch of statements. It's got, okay, whatever. This all looks fine. The enclosing scope is the file scope. Because the parent is the global scope, because the parent's parent is null. Okay, whatever. Next one. Wait, what? 941, 942. We only got 941 there, right? Let's delete all these other things. Boy, when you put a little operation in there, this stuff gets slow. This is the 941 declaration. We never get 942. What? Who? Who sends a message for 942? Are we wrong? Is it not a declaration, but we're casting it to one somehow? Okay, we're going to do the super slow thing. We're going to say, who the hell is 942? I would say that self-hosting is overrated, yeah. It's not easier to self-host early, no. Let's just disable this to hopefully let it go faster. And I'll get some more iced tea. I'm up to iced tea now today. So what's going on in chat? Trying to render at 5,000 FPS. I agree that you want to do your simulator at 5,000 FPS, but you don't want to try to render at that rate. You want to render at like whatever the monitor refresh rate is, whether that's like 144 or 60 or whatever. I have a 240 hertz monitor. That's good. Somebody has to chill out the bots answering to the words eye tracker. Okay, I knew. How did I know that was that? Okay. Lambda is 942. So why are we making a spare declaration? It's because we used to have code, because there only ever used to be one Lambda node, so we used to have code to send 2 messages for one node, and some of that is still in there. That's my theory. That is my theory. Okay. So when we get a Lambda here, we make a procedure header. Then do we make like a declaration for it? Okay, let's see. So we have an export for queued, and if it's a declaration, we export the declaration. Otherwise, we make a declaration, a dummy declaration. Okay. So this is weird because you do want a declaration. Oh, right. Okay. If the declaration's name is null, it's not bound to anything. All right, this is going to be a little bit right. So we're using the name on the header, which is fine. Yeah, okay. Okay, while we're doing this, let's also go into Messenger and delete this spare line. Remember this one? We don't need that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that fixes the problem. Hey, okay, okay, it's okay. That took forever to debug, and it wasn't that big of a deal. We're going to have to work out if that's really an error-prone way to do this. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, let's run all the tests with jobs. We like jobs. Hey, let's run the full test suite. Hey, it's going. Oh, some of the source code. Chess has a metaprogram that we need to edit. I bet Blobman and all that probably also. It's writing the headers out to C. It type is not equal to. Okay, if it dot is not equal to code node.kind.procedure header continue. Okay, well, something like that. Now we got to go through all these again. Oh, probably got more. Okay. Let's just refactor all this. Yeah, so I think the chess logic is in C and the rendering is in this language. Like he was doing a test of, exporting stuff to other languages, which is a very good test to have. I don't know. Why wasn't I just function header? These look a little bit. I don't know what he's doing here. If I break it slightly. Oh. Hold on. What's he doing? We have a procedure. That's not. If it's a bake directive, we do that. I guess things are already filtered. Okay. So something like this. This is a little dicey what he's doing, but it'll work. It'll work. And this is a header. Okay. I don't know, man. I pasted the wrong thing. I should figure out how to compile this directly, but whatever, I'll just keep being lazy and doing everything. Oh, Blobman compiled. Hey, that is a victory. Does Sokoban still work? Sokoban still works. Hey, in one day, we officially did the full gnarly lambda refactor and passed all the tests. I didn't know if we would finish it in one day, but we did. Let's see our line count. 41535. We're 22 lines up, and that is not bad. Let's update the compiler, because other people have been working. Oh, God, don't make me merge. Oh. Postpone. Postpone. I want a visual merge. Postpone. Just quit this command line bullshit and let me merge, edit conflicts. What the hell were people doing in here? Is scan like? Okay, so Ignacio added some stuff for scanning. Okay. You know, I'm just going to figure it out. I can't read these. Okay, let's get rid of the control M's. Okay, so get argument index of format string. Okay, so he must have just moved some lines around, right? Merging is so dumb sometimes. Okay, and then arguments. I don't know, that seems about right. Seems like the only... Why are programs like that so annoying? Well, maybe I didn't break it. Okay. Let's run the tests. Yeah, baby. Okay. Any questions about what's been going on today? Don't I have to mark this as resolved? Oh, I got to update Sokoban also. How do I mark as resolved, bro? Bruh. Can I commit this? Yeah, okay. Let's update Sokoban. Hope nothing bad happens there. All right, let's make sure it compiles still. Let's make sure it runs still. Great. And commit. Look at all that. Massive lambda refactor. Clarifies internal implementation, internal operation to make things less confusing. Also probably presents a clearer API to the user with regard to code introspection messages, but there are still probably some wrinkles going on there. We can talk about it and so forth. That's a massive check-in. Keep in sync with changes from big recent lambda refactor. So I just realized the slideshow program I don't think is in any of these tests. So we got to update. Oh, I don't have it checked out. Well, it'll just be broken till next time. Wait, did the eye tracker stop working? Why did someone ask if it was removed? What was it about lambdas? If you look at the first recording from today on the Twitch page, you know, the first 5 or 10 minutes is Q&A, but then I give a pretty good 5 or 10 minute overview of what all this was. If I remember right, you tuned in a little bit later today. So, you know, you can jump to there. You can see the full explanation of what just successfully happened for like 10 hours today. 10 hours. Yeah, okay. I guess we turned the alpha down on the eye tracker, but yeah. Yeah. So questions. You know, I've still got some stuff to do tonight, so the stream's still going to go. It's mostly just cleanups of, you know, all the things I jotted on this paper, although we did do program print. We got all that in line. This I don't need to think about anymore. I don't remember what that meant. That's an email. That we took care of. That's an email. Oh, right. And that's a thing to experiment with. We might not end up 30 lines up today. How many lines of code in Sokoban? Well, you can't really know that much about productivity because I spend a lot of time on the compiler, right? So you don't even know, I don't even know how many hours I spend on the game, but it'll tell you right here. So when we compile the game, it's 75,000 lines right now. That includes blank lines and comments, unlike, you know, when the C line of code counting doesn't count those. So 75,000 with blank lines and comments. So it's probably about, so if we add these up, 41 plus, you know, 61, it's like 62,000. So Sokoban is bigger than the compiler right now, for sure. That does also include, though, all the like libraries that we use. But of course, we wrote all those libraries as part of making Sokoban. So that's the size of the game right now. We haven't put that much, like it's been in the 65 to 75 range for a long time because I've been mostly working on the compiler. But it's probably about to hit a period of growth for a while. How do I generally manage tasks? I'm scribbling on paper. Is that it? Yeah, I like scribbling on paper. It's pretty good. Jeff and Casey had a thing about programming all on one computer and then shipping the computer. They had an episode about that. Do we have a tractable way to see if a change made the compiler faster or slower for a given general case? Not yet. And that's just because we're not very serious about performance right now. Like, the compiler in the end is going to be at least 4 times faster than it is right now. And so, because we're not serious about speed yet, it doesn't make sense to be obsessive about it yet. At some point, once we believe we have good speed, then we'll do that. That said, we already compile faster than most languages, but the delta between where we are and where we expect to be is very large. After having developed a compiler, would you still say that developing a compiler is easier than developing games? Yes, I would. Yes, it is. It is much easier. Substantially. Did you write the Lexerin parser from scratch? Yes. No, I don't like parser generators. I don't encourage you to use them. They fall into that category of things that appear to solve problems, but A, the problems they appear to solve are actually pretty easy to solve yourself, and B, they create problems that people are not very good at estimating the cost of over time, and then C, they don't actually help you at all with the actual hard problems, which is what you really need help with. Hi, I can code, but struggle to practice, solve, and implementation. How do I practice and improve? Yeah, solve more problems so your brain gets comfortable. And understand, I think almost every experienced programmer would agree with this. The way to solve problems is to break them down into smaller problems. So if something seems big, too big to understand, but you're like, okay, I can sort of break this into 3 parts, and I don't know what parts 2 and 3 are going to be because I can't see it that clearly, but I sort of know part 1, then just go do part 1. And you do that, and that'll get you closer to parts 2 and 3. And then when you go break those down, you'll have more information about them, and they'll seem smaller and more tractable. So it's definitely a divide and conquer kind of a thing where you approach problems in parts. Yeah, also what Kayan said there. Do we plan to change the syntax? Yes, probably, but we're mostly worried about semantics right now. We'll do a syntax pass later. Any deadline in mind? Not really. I mean, I would like to get it out to a closed beta before too long, and then I'd like to widely, not super widely, but moderately widely open that before the end of the year. And then how long will that mean before we're totally open? I don't know. It depends, Yeah, it depends. I'm going to take a brief 1 or 2 minute break and take the drinks that I bought at Whole Foods out of the freezer before they turn into exploding ice blocks. I'll be back in a second. If you have more questions, go ahead and address them to me, and I will see them when I get back. Sorry. I've been muted forever. It's fine. I was just complaining about Twitch. I was trying to sign up for the affiliate thing and it doesn't work. So no surprise, it's a web page. Of course it doesn't work. How much time do I spend on design compared to code on an average day? I don't know, but I do way, way, way less design than programming. Like I do like 5% as much design as programming or something. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Do I do any game dev projects apart from these, like quick game jam style games that I just make to keep loose? No. No, I mainly do the big stuff right now. Do I plan to embed concurrency in the language? Semantic? Probably not. Apart from, you know, synchronization helping things like fences or whatever, I don't know. Does this run in a managed environment? No. Is it GC'd? No. What about architecture? You mean, do I do architecture? Not really. I have no architecture education. Did I formally specify and plan the grammar and semantics, or I just go for it based on what I've experienced and what I wanted? I just go for it. Like, I'm treating this as a draft of the language. It's not, you know, because I don't know. I don't know what is best. And so if I formally specify and plan it, I'm going to formally specify and plan something that is not the best. And then I'll spend all this time painstakingly executing a plan of something that is not the best. Better to get experience and revise it heavily until I get something really good. You know, there's videos on YouTube of what my ideas were for this language before I started making it. And they're mildly interesting, but they're not nearly as good as the actual language has turned out to be. And the reason is because once I started doing it for real, just better ideas showed up. If I had written a plan based on those videos, it wouldn't have been as good. So yeah, I prefer doing things this way. Any plan for explicit data-oriented programming? I mean, we had some AOS SOA stuff. It's currently deprecated, but it's because it's going to be replaced by something more powerful, hopefully. But that is not in yet. You mean software architecture? Did I architect and code? No, I mean, my software architecture arises as I program. I already, yeah. Oh, yeah, you know nothing about programming. We're just here hoping we show the new game. We're not going to announce anything concrete for a long time. Sorry. Sorry. The primary use for tools like Lex and Bison is to ensure that your grammar isn't ambiguous. See, here's the thing. Your grammar de facto isn't ambiguous, right? I try to explain this to people. I don't want to go into it tonight. There's not really such thing as an ambiguous grammar when you self-program a recursive descent parser. There is instead a grammar that is unambiguous, but that may, because of the preference of the way things associate, not do things that are convenient for you, right? It's not ambiguous. It's just like, oh, in certain situations, things associate this way when I would have expected them to associate this other way, right? And those can either be fixed or designed around in advance. I agree that there is some use to analyzing a grammar like that, but I'm certainly not going to worry about it till the grammar is actually decided, which it's not right now. No, we didn't do antler or anything for reasons I just explained. None of that stuff is important, right? So like the whole question of like, hey, is there a weird corner case in my grammar somewhere that I don't see? That's an important question to ask, but syntax is easy to change, you know, and you can do that way later after everything else is done. The thing that's hard is the semantics of the language and the way the engine of the whole compiler operates, right? So I'm putting all the effort into that. And syntax can change later. It's fine. Nobody cares about syntax. Well, plenty of people care about syntax, but they're usually bike shedding. So yeah, at some point after the final syntax is decided, we should do some analysis of it to try to determine whether there's any weird issues in it. But that'll be later. Is that not the definition of ambiguity parsed by the programmer and the compiler differently? No, not really. The definition of ambiguity in computer science is like you have a shift reduce parser and you shift a new token and it could reduce to multiple things and the grammar doesn't define which thing it should reduce to. That's like the official definition of syntactic ambiguity. This thing is open source. Not yet. It will be someday. Did I design all the puzzles on the Witness or did we have a team? I designed most of the puzzles in the Witness. About 5% of them were designed by Orshi Spaniel, who did a lot of the art. She did a lot of the shadow puzzles, because I was going to leave that area very small, but she was not satisfied with it being small. So we kind of worked together on those, but she did a lot of the work on those. And that's about, you know, it's maybe around 20 puzzles, something like that. So you don't, so I'm writing the compiler in C++, but that has no bearing on how fast is the code our compiler generates, right? We don't go through C++ in order to run. That's a totally different thing. You could write this compiler in the slowest ass language in the world, like Python or TickleTK, but as long as you output the proper assembly language, then you're not bounded by the speed of Python or TickleTK, except in the huge number of programmer hours you waste while you're there waiting for things to compile. In my opinion, which is more fun, working on the compiler or the game engine? I don't know. I go to different moods at different times. Why do I make a distinction between a equals 1 and a colon equals 1? Those are different things. A colon equals 1 declares a and gives it a value. Right? So it's like saying auto A equals 1. A equals 1 without the colon expects A to already exist. So those are different. Do I hire people now? Not right now. We're a small company, so we can't really hire people super often. And we're at a good size right now. If we hire too many more people, then we start burning too much money and all that. So not right now. Daniel Benmergui did the puzzle at the top of the quarry, right? I don't remember if he did one and then we put it in, but I don't remember. We might have put one of his puzzles in the game. This is just me being old and not remembering, but I don't think it's at the top of the query. Like the one on the query laser, I remember doing. The ones that activate the laser, I seem to remember doing. But I do remember him sending me something and us putting it in the game. I don't remember what it was. Does the compiler only output bit code for LLVM, or can it generate C code that will be compiled later? Well, we used to generate C code, but we've deprecated that backend. So right now you have two choices. There is an LLVM backend, or there's a backend that outputs x64 assembly directly that we wrote. And the goal of that one is to compile as fast as possible. So if you want fast turnaround times, you use that. And if you want the most optimized output code, you use the LLVM backend right now. You can, now, one of the reasons we deprecated the C backend is just that if you want to output C, there's a better way to do it now, which is you can do it at user level. You can write a meta program that gets all the information about your program and you could translate it to C. That's a little bit like what Josh's code did for interfacing from the chess game. We have a library called program print that prints back out the same program in the same language, but you could easily just copy that library and adapt it to translate to C or something, right? So, or to Python or whatever, JavaScript or whatever the hell you want. So that is the kind of thing that we're going to make it very easy for users to do. Anything you learned about running a small company that you wish you'd known before? There's so much. I don't know if I can say a pithy thing or two. There's just a lot to know about running companies. But I will say I never did too bad. Not on this company. I did a pretty bad job with my part of the first game company that I started, which was in 1996. I was a lot younger. I didn't know anything and was just confused about everything all the time. But these days we're doing okay. Always could make better choices, always could do better, but we're doing okay. He said he did this one. Really? No, I thought that was mine. Maybe he did that one and I'm just confused. Maybe I had one there originally and his was better. That might be what happened. Yeah, okay. So I think I had one that was the same concept as this one, but was more complicated. And he did it better. I honestly don't remember. There's just so many puzzles in the game. But I do remember him doing one. Yeah. Did me and Casey ever complete the alchemy text adventure we were streaming? No, we didn't quite. What were our final thoughts on that game? Well, we both had pictures in our head of what we would have liked that game to be, and it wasn't what we would have liked, which was we would have liked something more systemic and more about the spell system than what it actually was. So, yeah, it's just what it was. Yeah, I seem to remember I had like a 5x5 puzzle for that laser, and it just wasn't as good as what he did. I don't know. I may be making this memory up. Okay, before we end the stream, let's go back to this stuff. Because we were trying to debug all this stuff. And wait, I don't want copier, I want flattener. There was this parameter using stuff that I don't think ever solved a problem. So I'm going to try commenting it out. Because remember, this maybe do using insertion was also happening elsewhere. Okay. To make it work, I have to do the following thing. Because these are always going to be on the lambda. So we have to pass the, yeah. We have to do the, okay, we'll do it here. If it's a lambda, then we say auto lambda static cast ask lambda cute expression. By the way, regarding language features, this is the kind of thing that like all these algebraic data type people have a cow about, but I literally almost never have a bug with this kind of thing, and when I do, it's very easy to find. So like, I don't know, man. I'm just commenting. Just commenting. So when we do insertions for using, oh, do I not? Okay. This is a little dicey. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about this. Wait. There's a different queued. I need to look at my weird macros. Blah. Whatever. Whatever, garbage. Okay. I might be too tired to do a proper job of this. I hope no sub-trees are sleeping. Okay. Let's see how we break now. 10172 if queued and other. Come on, buddy. Best game of all time. I don't know. It's hard to say because the games that I like the most are from the past. The games that I liked the most when I liked them. Yeah, okay, this really didn't work. The games that I like the most when I like them are not the best games of today, because games get better. How did I end up doing things twice? Oh, because it's... No? I don't know. How are we on lines? 526. So we're only 13 lines up now. If we can get this working without adding more lines. So we're executing a using more than once. Like, why would we do that? Maybe it's because we're sleeping the wrong thing. Can this put us to sleep? No. Well... let's just see. Let's break in a redeclaration. Because I believe... Oh, okay. Okay. You know, I never ran in debug mode before that last check-in, so we could have been asserting already. Where are we at? Sleep yield. Do insertions for using. Queued to sleep. It's okay if we're already sleeping. I guess. I guess, although the fact that we're using a different queued here is a little dicey. You know, since this is the only thing that could sleep, I mean, well, yeah, I could do something about that. All right, so give us a redeclaration. Redeclaration. And do insertions for using. Well, queued expression type is lambda body. Okay, I think we're getting to this. Where is this guy? Where is this guy? Line number 829 of compiler. So why is the body, this is in the header, and I thought I took that out of the flatten for the body. So the question is, why is it there? Queued expression type. Oh, this is a lambda. Okay. Declaration. Declaration. Maybe do using insertion. Maybe do using insertion. Queued expression. Oh, the original queued was the lambda, and we switched it to the body. So now it's lambda body, even though when we executed this statement, it was the lambda header. That's fine. So we do insertions for using. Okay, this is on the redeclaration. I'm going to assume that it's the same declaration both times. So I should be able to break here. And see this happen twice. If I can't, then it's somehow two different declarations, which is also weird. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Really? How is this? Oh, we must be yielding. Okay. Okay. What? 0. What? 0? The first time that we insert on this declaration. So it was a different declaration the first time. Interesting. How is that the case? Well, when I check for redeclaration, I have the old declaration here, and I should be able to tell who inserted it, I think. Imported by using. That is a declaration. It's the same 161. 161. What? What? Okay, well, let's do this. Way down in here, decal new, s is equal to this. Okay. So we are first getting called from put arguments into lambda. Oh, right. This is the wrong thing to check. We want to check the importer. All right, all right, all right. Oh, yeah, we put a Boolean in there. Super slow. Oh. Oh. Okay, do insertions for using. We're down here. This is where we expect to be. Second source scope is null. Source scope is not null. Okay. Source scope has 18 members. Golly. It's going to be hard to follow. Where are we? $829, right, we knew that. So build options, yeah. That has 18 members, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more. It was a little suspicious, because if it only had 9 and they were all doubled, then I'd be like, aha. That is why. Oh man, there's a mosquito in here, and he bit me on the foot. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. So this is fine, but these are not any of the things that we're getting errors about. Are we? Getting... Oh, because we're not no jobsing it. But maybe that doesn't matter. Oh, am I even running the same program here? No, we're running tests. Okay. That's fine, though, because we were getting errors on this. Okay. Oh, I wish I'd done this on Sokoban. Maybe we will. This actually might be a good place to leave off on it, because it gives me something to start in the middle of tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, frickin' mosquito, what? Get out of here. Get out of here. Where'd you even come from? I'm on the 4th floor of an apartment building. Okay. I'll give it one last little bit of attempt here before I decide to go to bed. Okay, well, we're going to look for this same guy. And if he's not being duplicated, then we're... So output type is being called from here. And let's just set a breakpoint for when we return. And we'll set a breakpoint like here before we even do anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we're out. Okay. We return. We did the insertions. Right, okay. We did the insertions. Okay. Because we swapped to the body and the body could be sleeping, this hacky thing that I did before is wrong. So we yielded even though we had done the insertions. And what that meant was that we came back and did the insertions again. Where's our run on tests? Debug. See if that works. No. No, it didn't. Not this again. Not this again. All right. Well, I'm going to leave that for future research. I'm just going to revert this because I'm very happy with what we did today, and I don't want to do a bad job on this other thing because I'm tired. So we did a little investigation. It was all right. We're in good shape. Tomorrow, we may just do another big refactor. If I wake up and I'm feeling spry, we will do one of the other things that's been on my to-do list for a long time. All right, well, thanks everybody for stopping by. This has been a long day of streaming. I don't know how long it's been. I mean, I would be surprised if I haven't streamed for at least 10 or 11 hours today. Maybe we can look at the VODs and add it all up. I'm hoping to stream again tomorrow. And yeah, I want to do another big thing tomorrow like we did today. It was very satisfying because this has been in the back of my mind for a long time. It was very satisfying to like knock it out in a day, even though it was a long day. Have I played Celeste? Yeah, I played some of it. I haven't played very far though. See y'all later.